All right. Miracles are seen in light. Workbook lesson 91 is what we're doing today.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm
right.
curious to hear later this morning how the two of you are doing in your apartment.
Boy, oh boy, we're moving. We found a place. Today's the moving day.
All right.
It was different than what we thought it was going to be yesterday and different what we thought it was going to be the day before, but
it was a roller coaster yesterday.
Definitely. But we made it. We got a target. And for once, I'm actually ready right away, right now, at 6:37 to go. So that's wonderful too.
Good morning, Caroline.
Hi.
All right. Workbook lesson 91. Miracles are seen in light. Miracles are seen in light. It is important to remember that miracles and vision necessarily go together. That miracles and vision necessarily go together needs repeating, and frequent repeating. Oh dear. I think we have slipped into a whole different cue. Fix this real quick. This is my fault, I think. There we go. All right, I'm going to keep repeating this idea anyway, that miracles and vision go together. It's a central idea in your new thought system and the perception that your new thought system produces. The miracle is always there. The miracle's presence is not caused by your vision. The miracle's absence is not a result of your failure to see. It is only your awareness of miracles that is affected. You'll see miracles in the light. You will not see miracles in the dark. To you, then, light is crucial. While you remain in darkness, the miracle remains unseen. Thus, you are convinced the miracle is not there. This follows from the premises from which darkness comes. Denial of light leads to the failure to perceive the light. Failure to perceive light is to perceive darkness. The light is useless to you, even though the light is there. You cannot use the light because the light's presence is unknown to you, and the seeming reality of darkness makes the idea of light meaningless. To be told that you do not see is... I'm sorry, I misread that. To be told that what you do not see is actually there sounds like insanity. It's very difficult to become convinced that it is insanity not to see what is there and to see what is not there instead. You do not doubt that the body's eyes can see. You do not doubt that the images the body's eyes see, the body's eyes show, are reality. We don't doubt the reality our eyes see. In other words, your faith lies in the darkness, not in the light. how can this faith in darkness be reversed? For your smaller self, reversing your faith in darkness is impossible. But you are not alone in your attempt to reverse your faith in darkness. Your efforts in reversing your faith in darkness, however little your efforts may be, have strong support from the Holy Spirit. Did you but realize how great the strength of the Holy Spirit is, your doubts would vanish. About your ability to reverse your faith in darkness. Today, we will devote ourselves to the attempt to let you feel this strength of the Holy Spirit. When you have felt the strength of the Holy Spirit in you, which makes all miracles within your easy reach, you will not doubt. The miracles your sense of weakness hides will leap into awareness as soon as you feel the strength of the Holy Spirit in you. 3 times today, set aside about 10 minutes for a quiet time in which you try to leave your weakness behind. Leaving your weakness behind is accomplished very simply as you instruct yourself that you are not a body. Faith goes to what you want. You instruct your mind accordingly. Your will remains your teacher, and your will has all the strength to do what it desires. You can escape the body if you choose. You can experience the strength of the Holy Spirit in you. Begin the longer practice periods with this statement of true cause and effect relationships. Miracles are seen in light. The body's eyes do not perceive the light. But I am not a body, so what am I? The question with which this statement ends, which is, what am I, is needed for our exercises today. What you think you are, which is your body, is a belief to be undone. But what you really are must be revealed to you. The belief that you're a body calls for correction, being a mistake. The truth of what you are calls on the strength of the Holy Spirit in you to bring to your awareness what the mistake that you are a body conceals. If you're not a body, what are you? You need to be aware of what the Holy Spirit uses to replace the image of a body in your mind. You need to feel something that replaces the image of a body to put your faith in as you lift that essence from the body. You need a real experience of something else as your essence, something more solid and more sure, more worthy of your faith and really there. If you're not a body, what are you? Ask this in honesty. Then devote several minutes of allowing your mistaken thoughts about your attributes of what you are to be corrected and their opposites to take their place. Say, for example, I am not weak but strong. I am not helpless but all powerful. I am not limited but unlimited. I am not doubtful but certain. I am not an illusion but a reality. I cannot see in darkness but in light. In the second phase of the exercise period, try to experience these truths about yourself. Concentrate, particularly, on the experience of strength. Remember that all sense of weakness is associated with the belief that you're a body. The belief that you're a body is mistaken, and it deserves no faith. Try to remove your faith from the belief that you're a body, if only for a moment. You will be accustomed to keeping faith with the more worthy in you, your big-ass self, as we go along. Relax for the rest of the practice period, confident that your efforts, however meager, are fully supported by the strength of God and all God's thoughts. It's from all God's thoughts that your strength will come. It's through the strong support of all God's thoughts that you will feel the strength of the Holy Spirit in you. The Holy Spirit and God's thoughts are united with you in this practice period, in which you share a purpose like their own, capital T, capital O. The Holy Spirit and God's thoughts are the light in which you will see miracles because their strength is yours. God's thoughts and the Holy Spirit's strength become your eyes that you may see. 5 or 6 times an hour at reasonably regular intervals. Remind yourself that miracles are seen in light. Also be sure to meet temptation with today's idea that miracles are in light. This form would be helpful for this special purpose. Miracles are in light. Let me not close my eyes because of this. So to break down the practice periods today, we've got 3 longer 10-minute sessions. We've got shorter sessions every 5 or 6 times an hour. So I think it'll be really helpful for us to set our reminders today. I'm going to go into my ACIM Remind app and set it up for my number 91 reminders. And here in this little app, it's going to do it 3 times today to help me. Oh, no, it's not. Pardon me. Today, it's going to remind me every 10 minutes. 10 minutes for the shorter practices. Miracles are seen in light. And we'll do the longer practice right now. Try and do one in the early afternoon and one before you go to sleep. Or come back to this recording and use it if you like. So I welcome everybody. Good morning. I'm going to read through the notes this time since we have notes on the lesson. And then I'll take us into our first longer practice periods of miracles are seen in light. Before I move on, I just want to say good morning and welcome to everybody. If anything comes across garbled, let me know. We'll finish reading this up and then open it up to everybody. Adriana and I will probably have to boogie to start moving. That's okay. It's all good. Notes to Lesson 91. Miracles are seen in light. Words are symbols. When we fail to understand what these symbols mean, they obscure the message that they are trying to convey. A miracle is simply a change from your fear-based thought system to the thought system of love and forgiveness. It is a change in perception. In a miracle, you exchange grievance for forgiveness. A grievance is an attack on another for their failure to follow your ego's plans. Forgiveness rejects your ego's belief that there is something outside of you needed to save or make you happy. When you forgive, you accept the responsibility of being the source for your own inner peace. Whether you believe you are forgiving yourself or another, it doesn't matter. Since to give is to receive, you cannot be free from the prison of your grievance if you must stand guard over your prisoner. Both the jailer and the jailed are in the same prison of your hate and fear. Light is a symbol for following the thought system of the Holy Spirit. Light is a symbol for love and forgiveness in time and space. The thought system of the Holy Spirit stands for love and forgiveness. The vision of Christ is the application of the thought system of the Holy Spirit in time and space. When you utilize the vision of Christ, you look through the eyes of love and forgiveness and see the light. You look beyond physical form to the essence that the physical form was meant to hide. When we replace the symbols with a correct understanding of the true meaning of symbols, the message becomes clearer, if not obvious. For example, miracles are seen in the light. Exchanging a grievance for a miracle allows you to see the light. Exchanging a grievance for a miracle is seeing with the vision of Christ. The vision of Christ comes from following the thought system of the Holy Spirit. The whole thought system of the Holy Spirit is based on love and forgiveness. Miracles are seen through the eyes of love and forgiveness. Light is the embodiment of love and forgiveness. Miracles are seen when you follow the thought system of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is a symbol for your higher self, or what I've referred to as your big S self. Your big S self is always within your mind, but you choose to deny its existence. When you choose to listen to the thought system for fear, you place your faith in your ego's tiny itty-bitty S self. When you follow the laws of the ego, you perceive a world of darkness. You will become aware of miracles when you choose to follow the voice for love. Miracles are always there, but we fail to see them because we fail to follow the thought system of love and forgiveness. The idea that miracles are always there, but that we fail to see them, is another example of how our perception works. When we judge a neutral thought as either good or bad, we place a value on that thought. The thought itself was meaningless, but we added power to it. The thought had no power to impact your reality when... No, I misread something. Let me do that paragraph again here. When you judge a neutral thought as either good or bad, you're placing value upon a thought that is meaningless. The thought had no power to impact your reality. When you judge the thought as something you value, your mind is placing value on the meaningless and raising that thought to a desire and a belief. The law of perception states that you will see what you want to see. You will see what you put your faith upon. Put your faith in the meaningless, and you will see the meaningless. If you put value in the body, you will believe you are a body. Your faith that you're a body will provide all the evidence you seek to confirm that belief. What you believe, you will perceive. What you expect to see, your physical eyes will confirm. What you believe will become your provisional reality. All weaknesses that you experience are associated with your belief that you're a body. This mistake that you're a body needs correction. But a mistake is not a sin. You're not required to make amends or be punished. You merely need to correct the mistake. and move forward. The body is more than just flesh and bones. The body's a symbol for your ego's fear-based thought system. The body is the embodiment of your ego's belief in lack, limitation, and separation. When you believe you're the body, you are placing your faith in the thought system of the ego. You're really placing your faith in fear. You will value what you believe you are. Believe you're a body, and you'll believe you can attack and be attacked. Believe that you are the body, and you will value your right to hold on to those grievances. When you believe you are the body, you will deny your divine birthright and your spiritual essence. Your denial blocks your awareness of your higher self. And most importantly, the voice of God within you. You can't hear the voice of God if you're stuck in the ego. Light is a symbol for following the thought system of the Holy Spirit. Light can only be seen through the eyes of love and forgiveness. Darkness is a symbol for following the thought system of the ego. Miracles are always present, but without the vision of Christ, the miracle's existence is blocked by this darkness. This darkness comes from your desire to maintain or hold grievances. Placing your faith in the ego's fear-based thought system, you will believe darkness to be real. Darkness will become your provisional reality when you believe that you are not the body and you place your faith in the thought system for love and forgiveness. The light will become your provisional reality. Faith goes to whatever you want it to. What you want becomes your provisional reality because that's what you value. You're not asked to blindly believe that you are not the body. Instead, this lesson asks that you open up your mind to the possibility that the body is not you. When you do this, brand new evidence will be presented to support that new possibility. Your faith goes to wherever you direct it to go. So place your faith on your higher, big S self and the Holy Spirit to provide the evidence to support that faith. God bless you. Today's questions are: what's the difference between believing the body is you versus the belief that the body is merely a game token that allows your spiritual essence to a place on the game board of life and space? I will. I'm going to read the whole thing again after we do the meditations as well to prompt the conversation, but I just wanted to put the seeds out there. The other question is, which concept of the body is more likely to support love, and which concept of the body is more likely to support fear? All right, let's take a moment and connect with whatever surface is supporting us right this minute. Take a minute to feel your connection with our Mother Earth. Remember our true essence. As we spoke about just now, it's the light inside of us that is bigger than our bodies. That light inside of us will grow and grow. So take a deep breath and see that light reaching down into earth, expanding and growing like the roots of a mighty tree down into the core of our earth. It may be dark down there, but it's very, very, very warm. And that warmth will heat you up and grow through your body, Feel it rise up through your chakras, all the way to the tip of your head. Now let's take 3 nice, deep breaths together. I'll count out a 6-second amount of time for us to be able to do that. So let's start right now with taking a really deep breath together and fill your lungs up all the way. Let your belly expand a little bit so your lungs can hold all the air. And hold that breath for 6, 3, 2, 1. And release this breath with a nice, consistent flow. 2, 1. To take a nice, deep breath. Expand your belly. Fill your lungs. As much air as you can get in. 2, 1. And now hold that breath for a moment. And let the oxygen enter your body as you hold that breath for just another second or 2. And release this breath with control, allowing all the air to get out of your body. And take these last few seconds to push every last little bit of air outside so that you can take the biggest breath of the day. Expand your belly, fill your lungs with that cool air, and let the Holy Spirit, who's always been a part of you, let him have the silence to speak to you. And I'll read through some of our lesson to help him come alive inside of you. Because miracles are seen in the light. And we are light beings at our core. At our core, our light is bigger than this body that we carry around. It's important to know that miracles and vision, the vision that light provides us, this light we're talking about, they go together. We're not looking through our eyes to have this vision. This vision is brought to us in the gift of the Holy Spirit, the gift of life itself that animates us. That miracle is always there. It's part of you after you leave the body behind. It was with you before you decided to enter this body. Its presence is not caused by your vision. Its absence is not a result of your failure to see. You will see it in the light. You will not see it in the dark. So light is crucial. While we remained in the darkness, miracles remain unseen. So much so we're convinced that they're not even really there. When we deny the light, it leads to failure to see it. That makes it useless. So, because we can't use it over there in the unknown world, let's turn around in the other direction. The seeming reality of the darkness makes the idea of light meaningless. But once we turn around our faces to the light, the insanity leaves us. It's difficult to become convinced once we see the light. You will not doubt that your body's eyes can see. Each of us in our little egos can open our eyes and look around. And we don't doubt those images. I'm looking at a computer, I see a phone over here, I got a cup of coffee. My faith lies in my eyes most of the time. Sometimes we have to close our eyes to see the light. Today, take the time to close your eyes and see with the vision of Christ. When you have felt the strength in you that makes all miracles within your easy reach, you will not doubt. The miracles your sense of weakness hides will leap into the awareness as you feel the strength of God in you. We're going to do this 2 more times today, but right here is the point. This is your 10 minutes bringing you vision. This quiet time helps you leave your weakness behind. This is accomplished very simply as you instruct yourself that you are not a body. Faith goes to what you want, and you instruct your mind accordingly. You decide where your thoughts go. Your will remains your teacher. Your will has all the strength it needs to do whatever it desires. You can escape the body if you choose. You can experience the strength in you. Today, let's see true cause and effect. Miracles are seen in light. The body's eyes do not perceive the light. But I am not a body. So God, show me, what am I? God, show me, what am I? The truth of what you are calls on the strength in you to bring your awareness to what that little mistake concealed. If you're not a body, what are you? Be aware what the Holy Spirit uses to replace the image of a body in your mind. You need to feel something to put your faith in as you lift it from the body. You need a real experience of something else, something more solid, something more sure, something more worthy of your faith, and something that's really there. If you're not a body, what are you? Ask this in honesty, and then allow your mistaken thoughts about your attributes to be corrected, and let the opposite take place. Repeat in your mind after me the second half of the phrase I say. Ready? I am not weak, but strong. I want you to say strong to yourself. Hold that thought. I am not weak, but strong. I am not helpless, but all powerful. I am not limited, but unlimited. I am not doubtful, but certain. Certain. I'm not an illusion, but a reality. I do not see in darkness, but in light. Now I'm going to reread these in just positive phrases. I am strong. I am all powerful. I am unlimited. I am certain. I am a reality. I see in light. Keep these thoughts as a way to ignite your light and live in faith today. All sense of weakness is associated with the belief that you're a body, a belief which is mistaken and deserves no faith. Try to remove your faith from it today, if only for a moment. You'll become accustomed to keeping faith with the more worthy in you as we go along. I guarantee that's the truth. Having gone through these lessons, this is my 7th time now, I think, and I guarantee you it grows. Once you see that spark, you can easily fan it into a flame that will last the rest of your life and light everybody up around you. God and the Holy Spirit have plenty of power to provide strength for you. It's through their strong support that you feel the strength in you. God, the Holy Spirit, and Christ are united with you in this practice period. We share their purpose. Theirs is the light in which you will see miracles because their strength is yours, their strength becomes your eyes that you may see. Today, remember, miracles are seen in light. And don't close your eyes because of it. Let's bring our attention back to where we're connected with the chair beneath us. Take another couple of deep breaths. Start to bring the energy back into our limbs. Move your body around a little bit so that the blood can start to flow through some of your limbs. As these thoughts sink into you and help you see the light. And so it is. Oh, that felt really good to me. I hope it was good for you guys too. I'm going to come back to these questions so that we've got something to talk about. And then we're going to have plenty of time to talk while Adriana and I start packing. So today, what's the difference between believing the body is you versus the belief that the body is merely a game token that allows your spiritual essence a place on the game board of time and space? And the second question is, which concept of the mind is more likely to support love and fear? I'm going to put this over in the group chat area. And that way you guys can see the questions most easily. Almost worked. Let's try again. There's a limitation to how much you can paste in this. Oh, one by one. All right, I'll do it. I think you. Ready, set. Yes. Sarah, question number 1. I'm putting question number 2. Come on up, Jordan. Oh, did you do it? Let's invite Jordan. Did you do it?
Yeah, I already did.
Oh, I'm not I didn't give myself moderator. I was looking at it trying to figure out what to do. There's no button to push there. There we go. Okay. Jordan, we're inviting you up. I'm sorry, I got a little fumbly there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be quiet until somebody else talks. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll be here, though.
Good morning.
Good morning, Divine. How are you?
Good. So, Lee, I like what you said. My favorite thing, and then I'll get back to your question about the body. My favorite thing that you said, and it was just beautiful for me, was light can only be seen with the eyes of love and forgiveness. Because, I don't know. I just came in here because I just had been through something and I wasn't really seeing it with the light. I was just kind of like, I don't like to see myself as a victim, but I was kind of seeing myself as a victim. And that one sentence just literally flipped the switch, turned on the light. And then you said something about miracles, but I didn't get a chance to write it down. I love to write it down when they mean something. And then it was kind of like I was able to see those miracles in what had just occurred with me. And there were so many, and I realized, wow, that what had happened to me really wasn't so bad because I had gotten so many gifts. And anyway, I hate to sound so vague, but it was just a beautiful epiphany that I just had. So I just wanted to say thank you. And I came in here with the intention, and I was like, okay, I'm sure these guys have a message for me. Anyway, guys, you can call me Divine or Jofiel. I'm gonna go by now. I know you guys obviously know who I am by now.
I like the Jofiel. That's wonderful.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and this is the new me. And what I answer about the body question. If you guys have seen the new Jumanjis, I know the old ones with Robin Williams are amazing. But like the new ones with The Rock was what I started to think of when you were saying like, oh, like we have to think and realize that our body is not, we're not this body. And it's just kind of like, I think you said like a token or a character or whatever that we're in to play this game. And I immediately thought of that movie because they go into the video game and right away they switch like avatars, like the teenage, blonde becomes Jack Black, who's like this like middle-aged man, and everybody switches characters and they have to get through this game and learn all these things and go through the levels. And I like to think of this weird matrix we're in kind of like that as well. And yeah, it was just cool to get a visual. I always like to get a visual of the things that you're saying. But yeah, it's a funny movie, and it does help me to realize that we are just kind of getting through these levels and not to get too attached to the stuff or judge the things or the mistakes or any of that, because it doesn't really help. It just like weighs you down to be able to like earn your wings and whatnot. Anyway, family, I love all of you so much. Okay, I'm going to yield my mic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jofiel. Jofiel is an archangel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a deck of cards and I just pulled them out right now, and I'm seeing what Archangel Jofiel means, and it's beautiful. So maybe the part of the miracles that you were talking about is that miracles are seen through the eyes of love and forgiveness. Isn't that the part that you wanted to write about the reading?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have it? Yeah, let me write it down.
Miracles are seen through the eyes of love and forgiveness. That's the vision of Christ. It's related to that part of the reading that Lee just did.
Through the eyes of love and forgiveness.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I wrote that too, so that's what I'm sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everything is meaningless. What meaning will we want to have on the things that we see? The meditation that Lee did today was beautiful. I could clearly see that there's a process that I never did before, and it came unraveled now when I was following his voice. And it's, of course, the chakras that we have in our body represents a color, right? A rainbow color. But the color is just a partial reflection of the light. So whenever you feel like it and you're in a meditation that it's really connecting you to the source, it's really easy to, instead of seeing the colors, letting the light ignite all the chakras. And it feels great. I mean, I felt that great. This is the first time that I have this kind of perception on my colors in the chakras being really turning like light. I mean, I have always done the mental exercise of growing light from my heart towards everything that I have around me, and it always works because my mind then have this opportunity to stay in a blank, beautiful white space. And that's where I can really put my intentions and my gratitude, and everything gives me peace there. But this process, mental process that Lee had us do today was beautiful, because I really could see myself like a tree. I mean, it's funny because it's really, with your imagination, you can overcome the perception of the eyes and really let your mind forgive your body and think of yourself differently. Lee gave us these first words, like imagine yourself like a tree, and I could clearly see myself like if I was a tree with my roots down the earth and grabbing all the nutrients and the heat and everything. I mean, it's possible. You have the power in your mind. It's just letting go or surrendering all the beliefs that you have on your body. Of course, you will open your eyes and you will not see yourself as a tree, probably. But the feeling that you have while doing a meditation like this, it's really like if you were that thing. So these kind of perceptions will give you an experience, a little bit of experience, that you really can overcome that belief system that you are a body. Because in your mind, when you close your eyes and you don't rely on so strongly with your eyes, you will have the vision, because you will have the imagination open to be to be more creative. So I really could see myself as a tree, and I felt like I was my branches were growing and reaching the sun, and it was a beautiful, beautiful feeling. I hope everybody had enjoyed that meditation, because it was a really good example how you can, in some form, experience a different perception of yourself that is not a body, that you can be, for example, a tree, that you can see yourself as rainbow. Even if you open your eyes and you don't see the colors, the chakras are there and they work, and they have been like that for all the humankind history. So the reality is not what you see with your eyes, is what you can do with your mind, what you allowed your mind to do if you surrender the strong beliefs that you have there. And what a stronger belief that you are a body. I mean, that is really something that it's 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 really embedded in our mind, because it created this game token. So if the mind could create this game token, why not consider yourself that you are a tree, that you are a rainbow, that you are light? The mind is really powerful. So which concept of the body is more likely to support love, and which fear, right? Why do you see yourself in the mirror?
When you start looking at the body as a game token, you realize that it's just a placeholder in time and space, and that you need a body to hold a place in this dimension. We start rediscovering or redefining what words mean. For example, if I asked you what is the opposite of death, what would be your answer? For a lot of people, it would be the opposite of death is life. Actually, the opposite of death, when you realize that it's a game token and that your essence still exists, birth is now defined as coming into a body, otherwise, your essence coming into a body. Death is your essence leaving the game token we call the body, but you still exist. Life is not, or the opposite of death is not life, or the opposite of life is not death. It's really birth. And the body is not you. That's just an incarnate state. And when you don't have a body, they would just call you in a disincarnate state. You no longer have a game token. So you don't hold a space, a place on the game board that people can see you. Your essence still exists. So it's very useful, I think, when you realize that the body is not you, that your essence exists with or without the body. It's a very liberating uh, idea, and it's also the truth, which helps, but you know, uh, it opens up new possibilities. Thank you.
All right, Adriana and I are going to have to start packing now. So I'm going to leave you guys to your own ways. And bless you all. And I'm sure that tomorrow when we land, we'll find some place to send this out from. So have a great day, everybody.
Good luck packing and blessings.
Good luck,
All
Lee.
right. I'm actually going to make some moderators out here of you guys so that you guys can drive this a little bit. All right? Here we go. Everybody up above has the ability to invite people from down below if they wish. And Tamerlane Hodge, you look so familiar to me. Where have I seen you before? Look at that beautiful woman. Are you related to Rosa? I'm gonna have to invite you up.
No.
Yeah? You don't think so? They have the same last name. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful day. We'll be listening over here as we pack.
You too. I've got one. At yoga, we have Yoga Sutra 1.1 is, and now the yoga begins. It's sort of understanding that once you sit down on your mat and you realize you're not the body, you're not the mind, now the teaching begins because you've realized yourself.
You're in the Matrix, Michael.
Now you've got an unfolding to do now that you've woken up to the self. So what's the first step?
The first sutra of the Shiva Sutras is Chidatman. The self is consciousness. Since we're saying sutras. Hey, I had this experience once I wanted to share because I think it's sort of related. So I was meditating at my guru's ashram. This was like forever ago. And it was a huge, huge, huge hall with a marble floor. And I was sitting on the floor. And it was like it was cold. This is important because it's the difference between the embodiment and consciousness. It was a very cold floor, and I was sitting in half lotus. And the meditation energy it's a Kundalini based path. So when the Kundalini is awakened, it can, in meditation, create all kinds of movements and stuff. So um the energy pushed my head down to the floor, so like a folded over kind of meditation. But the floor was really cold, so I sat up, and this happened a few times. So eventually I kind of gave in to the process, and I put my hands down in front of my forehead. So all that to say, my body was in a very awkward half lotus, folded over with hands over my head in a concrete floor, on a marble floor. And then I went out, like I wasn't aware. And then I had a moment where there was like a contraction and like a boom, a loud boom. And I had this thought, oh, here I am. And then that's all there was just like, oh, here I am. And then there was another boom and kind of like a shaking. And then it was like, oh, here I am in the name of this hall, in this hall. Okay. And then, so I was getting to see the difference between pure, here I am, and then here I am in this location. And then there was another like boom, and I was in my body. And the difference between the experience of the consciousness in the body and just the consciousness in the room and just the pure consciousness was so clear to me because of the incredibly uncomfortable position of my body. So all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, in this contracted body. And then I woke up from that. I get up from the meditation experience, and my entire everything everything was different, because all of a sudden I knew I knew conceptually before that I wasn't the body, but after that I knew experientially what part of me on a daily basis is eternal. and that I'm always that eternal I am, awareness, that's just me, that's just who I am. I identify that with the body frequently, I'm never out of touch with that awareness. I sometimes don't foreground it in my daily life, but it's always there. But it was after that I had that sort of moment of like, well, that's never going to change, so who cares, like, spiritual path, why? I mean, here I am already, I am kind of thing, like that. I kind of, I think, explained, I think it was yesterday, I was like, after I realized that everything was already nothing, there was nowhere to go, nothing to do, I already am what I am. Yeah, I continue to walk the spiritual path because that's my life, but not necessarily to get anywhere per se, because there's nowhere to go. Anyway, I think it's on topic and complete.
I like what you said. There's nowhere to go. There really isn't, right? It's just here.
And I love this course because I love this idea of all my grievances can be miracles, because within my sort of daily personality, the struggle has been how to radiate that, the love and the light out more fully without getting all kind of contorted around um, the grievances of the subconscious mind, But now I just, anytime anything comes up that I'm like, oh, that's a grievance, I must let all grievances be miracles, and it shifts into light. It's so beautiful.
I feel like that's exactly what happened to me like 30 minutes ago. It was like a grievance, and then I was like, oh no, wait, it's a miracle. It's so beautiful.
Anyway, since we're having such a quiet morning, I wish you all a wonderful day. I'm going to go do my chanting and flow with
Wonderful.
my day.
Have a great one.
Bye.
This idea that you're a spiritual essence. I don't know if you're had these experiences before or not, but when you astral project, or whenever you move your essence outside the body just kind of is limp. It's just not what you are. And, even if we realize, the body is not you, it's consciousness, it's your consciousness, your energy. And the reason that if you have an operation and they anesthetize you, the reason that the body just lies there as a lump is because your consciousness is not with the body, so to speak. And it's, we can say, gone to sleep. It's consciousness that actually activates the body. And without that consciousness, the body is just a limp thing of bones, flesh, and muscle, but it doesn't really do anything. Consciousness, your essence, is what activates it. Thank you.
Well, I've always felt like when we're dreaming, we're not even in our bodies anymore. I've always felt that.
All right, my lovely people. I'm going to turn our stream off. That doesn't close our room. You guys can continue to talk about anything you'd like to talk in here, but we've got the recording up and the link is up at the top, and I'll take a moment to make sure that that gets out to YouTube if anybody wants to use that to help remind themselves of the lesson of the day. And today, over and over, we came back to miracles are seen in light. Dad's got a story that it makes a lot of sense to look for something with light rather than looking around in the darkness. So today, we're going to stay in the light.
Create a great day. Namaste, Lee.
Namaste, Tom.